are for another episode of Suburb Tracker in the inner city suburb of South Yarra. I'm here with David McMillan from Performance Property Advisory. How you going, David?
I'm good, mate. I'm good, as always.
Excellent. Very good to hear. David, tell us a little bit about South Yarra.
Well, it's one of the trendiest suburbs in Melbourne. It's sort of the Paddington of Melbourne. If you're from Sydney, it's the New Farm of Brisbane. If you're from Brisbane, it's the Norwood of Adelaide, and maybe the Subiaco of Perth.
Yes, yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. So look, it's up there. It's a very yuppie suburb. It's a very well located suburb. There's a lot of amenity. There's all the cafes you want, all the strip shopping. We're just down the road from Chapel Street. I'm sure you would have done a few chap laps back in your day.
No, I stayed well away from Chap.
You would have been a Souvlaki king though, I presume.
I did have a few Souvlakis at Souvlaki.
Yeah, so there's the nightclub scene, and whilst we're well and truly out of that now, the young ones still love it. Units have popped up everywhere, a couple of stops to the city, so it's a great place to be.
So the financial side of things, how are we looking in South Yarra?
So a Range Rover, very characteristic of the demographic here.
The South Yarra.
What was your question?
Median house price? Where are we at?
Look, we're at 1.8 million. It's had phenomenal growth over the last sort of 5 or 6 years. It's up almost 100%.
Wow.
And I think in property terms, it's cooked.
Calling it.
I think it's the top of the cycle. I think the average days on market reflect that. Sorry, not the average days, the number of visits per property, which is down at 336 against the 500 average for Victoria. If a market was on the rise, we'd see hits around 1,000 or more, and a market that's sort of going into a stagnation or falling would be sub 500, and it is sub 500. There's not too many people that can afford houses in this market, and that's why I think the demand's going and it's probably done. Okay, interesting. And other investment fundamentals for investors, vacancy rates and... Yeah, look, the vacancy rate for South Yarra is 1.6. It's on a downward trend.
And what does that mean?
Well, it means that there's more renters than there are rental properties available if the downward trend it continues, and that means...
So we might start to see some rental growth?
I think we're definitely going to see some rental growth. There's been a phenomenal amount of units built here recently, but as you know, we're having record population growth into Melbourne, and that's absorbing that.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people have been priced out. So they're going, okay, well, I want to be here, I can't buy here, so I'm going to rent here. And therefore, we're going to see rent rises, and we'll probably see prices cap out. Okay.
And so the question we're all asking, where is it sitting on the clock at the moment?
I think it's at 12.
12?
I genuinely think it's at 12. I mean, South Yarra's a great suburb, don't get me wrong. We would definitely buy here, but not at this point in the cycle. Yields are quite low, demand's coming off. I think what you're going to see is the next 3 to 5 years, the landscape look pretty bleak in terms of capital growth. And of course, properties are negatively geared because you see yields at 2.5, so
very low.
You don't want to carry a heavy negative gearing property through a period where there's no price growth.
Particularly where the median's 1.8 mil plus.
Exactly, it's not going to be cheap to hold.
No. Well, thanks for your time, David.
Thanks, mate.
Excellent.